All right, so we're back. Thanks for joining us. If you want to, I was going to say if you could call in, you want to call in, but as I said earlier in the show, in case you missed, tonight you can't take calls because of the way we're using Spreaker tonight, but hopefully I'll have that figured out by the next show. Hopefully we'll see. So we talked a little bit about Big Brother and the fact that Time Warner Cable in major markets has now removed CBS, which is a major station, and Showtime, which is also a major station, from their lineup. So here in my household, we no longer have those channels, and I love Dexter, and I love Big Brother, and so I can never watch them anymore, so that sucks. But anyway, so there is, first I want to say, yes, Raven-Symoné did confirm today that she did come out. Well, she didn't come out, like, technically say, yes, I'm a lesbian. But she did come out and say that, yay, now I can get married or whatever, meaning referring to the fact that she was, with a partner or whatever, a female partner. So there was already speculation about her sexuality, and people had actually asked her about it because they'd seen her with women, and but she said it's no one's business what my sexual orientation is, and she was kind of defensive about it, which typically means yes. So that was a few months back, and now today she kind of confirmed it on Twitter. So that's great. I think it's great when somebody actually comes out of the closet and can be themselves, because I think it's so rewarding and it's freeing, and it's always best to be oneself and not have to worry about hiding and lying and all that shit. So fortunately, it's going to be a great thing for her. But there was also, this is very interesting, there was a posting on a website where a allegedly closeted gay actor, famous gay actor, sought advice on coming out, okay? And, you may think it's a hoax or whatever because, it's, if it's going to be somebody really famous, why would they do it on there? But if you think about it, when you are an actor, a famous actor, and a leading man actor in Hollywood, to be closeted has to be one of the biggest or most lonely things ever, because you have no one to turn to, whatever. So I think this is why he may have turned to the internet. But I wanted to read you what he wrote, a few paragraphs, and see if it resonates as true and honest to you as it does to me and the people who read it. And it's been all over the internet today, and it just sounds very authentic. And so there's speculation about whom it may be, which we'll get to at the end of it. But anyway, this is what it says. He says, he posted this, and he says, I will not reveal who I've worked with or what I've starred in, obviously, as I don't want to be identified. I love my career, and I know I would lose my leading man status if I ever came out. I feel terribly guilty about many different things. First of all, I feel like I'm misleading my fans. I know a lot of women watch my movies to watch me, and part of that is fantasy, and I feel like it's all based on a lie. They do a lot of market analysis in Hollywood. I get told about which demographics I do well with, and I feel like I'm misleading so many people or letting them down. I'm dating another well-known personality, and we've been publicly together for a while now. I know she expects to get married. The press expects us to get married. But of course, this would be a great disservice to her. Truth be told, I think she knows. She is a wonderful woman and a wonderful person, and I don't deserve someone as loving and trusting as her in my life. And I truly do love her. But I'm not in love with her, and sex with her, despite her beauty, is difficult for me. I also feel terribly guilty because I know there are so many gay kids out there, and I feel like by not coming out and not providing that public display of being gay and being successful, I'm letting them down. Public figures like Ellen DeGeneres coming out when I was younger made a huge difference to me. and I feel like I should be paying it forward, but I'm too afraid of my whole life being ruined. I've only told a few people. I've been with 2 men since my career started. Both have been, thankfully, very discreet. My 2 best friends from before I became mainstream know and have been very supportive. I've told 2 gay actors who have come out because I trusted they would keep it to themselves, having been in the same position. They were comforting and told me what to do what I need to do, but it didn't assuage my guilt at all. So I tested the water with my agent, who basically told me, quote, "Faggots don't make it in this town." And then went on to basically explain to me he would never represent a gay man because the effort versus the money just makes it not worth it to him. It frankly terrifies me. I just wanted to get it out there. So it's really, really sad that they have this person who is, apparently a famous, well-known leading male actor has had to turn to the internet and this kind of thing in order to actually get an advice on what to do because he can't tell anyone else close to him. And it's horrible. His agent says to him, he won't represent a fag because it's not worth the time or money or whatever. This is why it's so difficult for people to come out of the closet because they unfortunately have very little encouragement, before people know, especially to do so. There's very little positive that comes out of it. At least that's the way they see it anyway. Because typically their lives have to be completely uprooted and changed completely in order for them to actually come out. So when they come out, the job they had or the family they had or the friends they had or the partner they had or husband or wife or whatever, that may all disappear. And so it's not surprising to me that someone may have actually done this and really this could be real. But the speculation of who it may be, people are saying that because they were saying it's a well-known film actor, American film actor, and when he was younger, Ellen DeGeneres came out, which means he's probably younger, like in his teen years or something, or maybe late teens when he came out, or when she came out, and he saw this. So they're speculating based on that, his age and everything else, that maybe Ryan Gosling, based on his history of dating and not dating in marriage and not being married and whatever, Robert Pattinson, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Shia LaBeouf are some names that have been thrown around. So, first of all, if it was Ryan Gosling, I would have a heart attack because he's gorgeous. But I wouldn't put it past. It wouldn't surprise me if it were him. Actually, I've often thought that maybe he was. And there's been some minor rumblings of that I've heard about, but not like you hear about Tom Cruise or what's his name, John Travolta, or people like that. That's persistent. But anyway, I thought it was just really sad that this guy has to actually go through these links and actually do this because, honestly, I think you have to remember, those of you who are listening, when you do come out of the closet, nothing but good things will happen for you ultimately. Initially, things may be hard, difficult. People may have a hard time accepting it. But ultimately, living a life of truth and living a life of honesty and being true to yourself is always the best road to take. So, gotta take a quick break, come back, and we're going to talk some more. Be right back.
You're listening to Off Limits.
Just
All right, so we're back. Thanks for joining me tonight here on Brain Purge Off Limits Show. We've got Holly Statlin in the chat. She's got a show here on Spreaker. We've got the 5x5, better known as David. He also has a show here on Spreaker. And myself here in the chat room. I think Desert Rose was in there earlier, but I think she's left. But anyway, and darling Nikki, thank you for joining us as well. You were talking about in the chat while we were playing the music about Skype, and you absolutely